SGG family, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Smooth Got Game back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I got a lot of good feedback on the first episode. Thank you guys so much for the love and support throughout the series. If you guys do keep enjoying, hit the like button on your way in if you enjoy this. If you're a fan of the Tigers, MLB the show, rebuilds, all that type of stuff. And get down in the comment section and interact with your boy. Now, today, we're going to look to get through a big portion of this first month, really focusing on the minor league players as well, as we had our opening day ceremony, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But this first year is going to go through pretty quickly because this team is already based. It's already stocked. This is what the Detroit Tigers old GM did. It's time for the smooth area, which it starts with the draft. That's why we're going to spend a little bit more time here on the first half, zoom through that back half, because I'm assuming we're probably not going to be playoff caliber as soon as we get there. But we do have this huge series here against Houston, who is 4-0 at this point. And heading into this, we will go into the bottom of the ninth with a critical situation here. Alex Lange, he's coming in, already have given up 2 earned runs and a home run, but he needs one more out against Jose Altuve to save this game for us and get our second win of the season and hand Houston their first. Now, we come in, he's immediately tired, but we have to make something work here against Jose Altuve, their 4-hitter. Probably not exactly who you want to face when you're tired or get that kind of call, as the first pitch is taken for ball 1, answers right back with a circle change on the outside part of the plate. And there it is, the knuckle curve right over the middle, but got underneath it. Meadows will retire it to give your Detroit Tigers the first win of the video and hand Houston their first loss of the season. So that is a little bit of big league action we will get here today. We will be mostly in minor league fashion, trying to see what more that we can do to build this team up, trying to see what we have. What do I have to go draft? What do I need to go sign? What do I might need to trade for? What kind of trade prospects do I have at the prospect level? Now, here in this game, you see we managed to get 14 hits today, 3 by Verlander, 2 by Badu. Baez had an 0 for day, which unfortunately sucks, but Scoop and Cabrera both coming through with 3 hits each and a home run for Scoop, Cabrera, Madden, and Carpenter, all their first of the season. So at least we're showing off some power here today, showing that we can produce home runs too as well and hit with some of these good teams. So Rodriguez, not a very good start off his first outing, only 4 2/3, but terrible bullpen management as Lange almost gave that one up. Now, as we go ahead and jump into the full game today, I do still want to show at least a little bit of big league action. I mean, what is a Detroit Tigers rebuild without watching a little bit of Detroit Tigers baseball? Now, here we'll be taking on Valdez. In his first game, he got a complete game shutout. Gave up 10 hits throughout it, though, so I know that pitch count was probably pretty high, but only 3 strikeouts. So we have plenty of chances to get bat on ball today. And after the way we played yesterday, bat on ball might not be what they want to see. It might give us the perfect opportunity to go ahead and come in here and get a victory. So Matt Verlander getting to start off batting pretty high to start the season, 368. If he can keep that up, he might have a permanent role for his team, at least for the next 1 or 2 seasons. He'll watch that first pitch go low, watch another sinker low and away. So a quick 2-0 count to start out this ball game. Matt will take that inside sinker right to the first baseman. I thought he might have barely been able to muscle that one to the outfield grass. As you can see, a quick look at the updated lineup. Cesar Hernandez hitting in the 2 spot. We got Baez, Haas, Scoop, Cabrera at the 6, Meadows, Carpenter, and Nick Madden to round it out. So Cesar Hernandez had a great job hitting at the 2 spot for us in the Reds rebuild. Might be reminiscing too much. As I let him have the opportunity here today, he strikes out for out number 2. And then Baez with a 3-1 count gets a 4-seamer to hit. Unfortunately, gets underneath it way too much, as that will be gloved out there in right field. Easy 3 up, 3 down inning for him. And the reason I wanted to get into this game, Matt Manning, 12 starts last year, but he is one of our starting pitchers that I have my eye on as a long-term solution to this rotation. Probably a 2-3 guy in a couple of years. But I wanted to go ahead and get a game in with him. See how well he pitches, see how good he is, see what kind of young arm talent we got. And he'll be facing off against a very good Houston Astros lineup here today, as he got to deal with Michael Brantley to go ahead and kick it off. First pitch was taken. Second pitch was grounded into the outfield, as Carpenter will have to come in, grab it, and throw it in. As that'll be a base hit, not a leadoff runner. That is not what you want to see right now, especially as a young guy that can rattle you a little bit, and maybe he is rattled. As that base hit will get up the middle, nobody will even come close to touching it. The dive attempt by Baez, we love the effort. He's not going to get a low for that play, but unfortunately wasn't even close. As now we got a very dangerous situation. Kyle Tucker batting .350 already on the season, on deck with a 3-1 count here to Altuve. We do have a base free, so maybe it's worth walking. because we know what kind of dangerous power he has as he lay a fastball right down the middle. Not exactly where we wanted it. Matt Manning didn't have great command of his pitches, but did get the calls when we needed them the most. Great call in that 3-2. At least great call for us, as that'll be a strikeout. Unfortunately, right after that, we got a base hit in the outfield by Kyle Tucker, and at least it wasn't bases loaded when he did this. But that will bring across the first run of the ball game for Houston, drastically improving their chances to win the game already. Not even a slight shift, but a major move. As you can see, that percentage meter move up onto our side a little bit more, but Madden will come in, grab this over to Baez to first for the double play. Way to get out of the inning by only giving up 1 run. Kyle Tucker, unfortunately, able to just muscle that one into the outfield to give the Houston Astros a 1-0 lead and 3 hits early. As already we're looking like Valdez in our start with Matt Manning. Eric Haas doubling this one out into the outfield as that will hit up against the wall. And as I already said, doubling this one as he will go in and take it into second base in time. That's a great leadoff hit. That's why I got him hitting the 4 spot. He can hit for power and he can get on base if I need to. And Jonathan Scope has shown that he can be clutch when he needs to. Full count. Watches a curveball get called off the plate. Unfortunate strikeout there, but it is what it is. And then right after that, Miguel Cabrera will have to watch that sinker. We'll take that curveball up the middle, though, and that might be what we can do to tie the ball game. 62 speed is enough as the throw will come in. Not in time. Eric Haas is in there. Miguel Cabrera doing what he did for so many years, decades, if you want to put it, because it's been 2 decades. This man has been clutch for Detroit. Unfortunately, not going to get anything from Meadows here. And then Kerry Carpenter right after 1-2. Watch this one in the dirt. Will not move up because 4 speed is once again pitiful. I don't know how his steal is almost better than his speed. But that swing and miss will be the end of the inning. We'll take things to the bottom of the second. We finally tied up this ball game right back, though. So Matt Manning can calm down a little bit. Confidence is a little bit low. But as we get a couple outs, we'll start to build that back up. McCormick, unfortunately, will not give us a chance to do that, as that'll be a solo home run taken into right field. His first of the season, takes it out to, a little bit over the wall, but unfortunately, Matt Manning, we tied up the ball game for you. We try to help you out with your confidence, and he gives it right back up, don't he? I guess now at least we'll get to see how he bounces back from that. Facing the bottom of the order is great timing to do that, as that will be gloved by Madden. Way to put his hand up there, just be able to reach it out. Now Dubon up next, swings and misses, but he gets away from Haas. He'll have to get up and make the play. He'll throw over easily for the drop third strikeout there to get 2 quick outs, and then 0-2 here to Jake Myers. Ooh, y'all saw where that slider was supposed to be at, right? It was supposed to be low and away. That was caught too much of the middle of the plate, and this will get in for a double. Throw off line, skipping up the dirt, so unfortunately not able to make anything happen with that one. We'll have to settle with 2 outs. Runner at second, back to the top of the lineup. Brantley will chop this one over to Nick Madden, who will come in again, glove it, make the play over to Cabrera. So 1 run scores yet again, and we're looking at the barrel of a loss yet again as we go in and get another lead off. Hit into the outfield. This one will get up against the wall. Can it be another leadoff double? Nick is running his way into second base, and he will be there. Another leadoff double back-to-back innings. Let's go ahead and see if we can make something happen here, as it looks like some back stiffness from Nick Madden. He'll have to go on a few days rest and be removed from the game. So unfortunately, our first injury of the season, at least that we've actually seen happen. So I've got to go ahead and have somebody come in for second base. I got a couple options here. Wenzel Perez, though, actually plays second. You see Ryan here only plays shortstop and third, so my really only option is to go with Wenzel here. Nobody else really plays second base like he does, so I'll go ahead and get him in just for defensive purposes. I mean, I could have put in the shortstop to go play second. It probably wouldn't be that hard of a switch, but here you see a ground ball on the ground, and I hate that animation. I hate how it makes them go back immediately. If he just goes straight to third base, he's probably safe. Unfortunately, that'll be a out there. When with 2 outs here, Baez will fly this one out to center field. Not able to get it past him, and we won't be able to tie it up this time like we did in the top of the second. So Manning, you have to pitch with a... I was about to say you have to pitch with no lead, but apparently he's grabbing his shoulder. He said, I'm out of here then. He said, I'm giving up too many home runs. I got to go. So he's going to go ahead and come out of the game after only 2 1/3. And thankfully, we have 6 starting pitchers up here technically. So Matthew Boyd, one of our other starters so far this season, was only able to get 2 outs. in the first time he came in and has a 40 ERA, so got some lowering to do with that. But we'll see what he has to do. Is he has to come in and basically pitch like a starter. I need deep innings. I need him to take me to the 6th or 7th inning at least. And it looks like he might be able to do that. It's the first batter he faces. 2-2, fly out to Carpenter. So with 2 outs, he'll face Kyle Tucker and have to come in and face the middle of the order. Is probably one of the hardest things to ask him to do. No warm-up throws either. Perez over to first base for the out, though. He gets the first 2 outs cleanly. And now we take things top of the 4th. Not skipping around too much. There's a lot of action in this ball game. Just you wait. I got so much planned for you. Just like he had that hit by pitch plan. You lucky I don't have a button to rush the mound, or else I would have. Because that seemed very calculated. And then look, they go right at Miggy right next with the curveball. Like they're not afraid to throw inside. 1-0. School. Throwing this one. Deep out into right field at the wall. It is gone. No leap from the outfielder. And Detroit has taken the lead right back. Jonathan's 2nd of the season is a 2-run shot that gives us a 1-run lead. And that's what happens. You throw it inside too much, we get angry, and we take that power out on the ball. And now we'll jump around a little bit, going to the bottom of the 4th. Still watching Matthew Boyd try to keep this thing together. 2 outs already in the inning, as that ball is way too low. 2-2 hitter Corey Lee. Once again watching that screw curve, but he's done a great job coming in good relief. He's been able to go ahead and pitch a solid inning in the 3rd so far. We just need to keep going. This will pop up. Can Cabrera get there? Of course, 4 speed is not going to get there. The second baseman almost got there before he did. So we'll go right back to a full count here. Boyd gets the check, but it hits his back ankle. That's another rule that I think should be fixed. Like, if you swing and you get hit, I'm sorry, you swung. Like, that should be a strikeout. You swung. You probably put your foot in the way to go ahead and get hit. And unfortunately, anything you can do, they can do better. Houston goes in and takes the hit by pitch and gives a 2-run home run of their own to get a 1-run lead. Mauricio Dubon's 1st of the season puts them up by 1. And now we got to deal with this Kyle Tucker. We skip ahead all the way to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 4-3. So Boyd was able to calm down after that. He's pitched pretty deep into this game. Almost 40 pitches through. And like I said, I need at least 6 or 7. Especially with us having, like, being losing right now. I need you to at least give me 7. I might need 8 out of you. Like, I like to conserve my bullpen. No reason to just have a very heavy bullpen game. We're losing right now. As long as you're pitching okay, we'll keep you out there. But the moment it starts looking hairy, we'll have to go ahead and retreat and get him back in. 1-2 here, 2 outs, and that is a long fly ball. Can you tell he might be tired? By the 2nd time through the order, and Chaz McCormick's 2nd home run of the season goes in and puts them up by 2 runs here. As that was not what we needed over that giant green monster out in Houston. Not as big as Fenway, but gives them a 2-run lead. And now it'll be up to our offensive bats to try to combat this. As now being down 5-3, it's going to take at least 2 runs to tie this ball game up to give us a shot at winning this. And we're coming up late in the game. Being set up with 8-9-1 to come up here at the top of the 7th. Kerry Carpenter gets it started off. This will be a long drive into the outfield. That would actually be gone. Solo home run, his 2nd of the season. I did not think that was hit that hard. 106 miles per hour on the exit velocity. A straight line rope into the outfield. And man, that head is still long. Pause. You see Miguel Cabrera over there with that long forehead, bro. But back to the home run anyway. Just took this pitch right into the outfield. Straight, streamlined home run. I mean, if he was able to get out there, he might have been able to jump and take it back into the park. But because of that, the Astros will go ahead and come out and get Valdez. Strong inning of work for him, though. Very strong game. 6 innings, 4 earned runs given up here. And he walks out with the lead. And they go ahead and go to their bullpen to see if they can go ahead and hold it in and shut it down. Ryan Stanek. 1 game this season. Was a very productive one. Got through his 1 inning of work cleanly. And that's what they're going to look to ask of him here today. Go ahead and shut down these last 3 batters. And maybe even let him pitch the 8th inning. We'll have to see. But he'll have to face Wenzel Perez. Gets him to chop this one over to first base. Who will take it himself first out of the inning, but now we're back to the top of the lineup. 1, 2, 3. Matt Verling is 0 for 3 on the day. He takes the first four-seamer he sees and grounds it right away to second base, who will throw over a little bit high, but able to reach up for it and bring it back in. Cesar Hernandez 0 for 3 on the day as well. We'll watch a four-seamer off the side of the plate. Call strike 3. Thanks to Kerry Carpenter, we are able to go ahead and bring this back within 1. And now we're going to go to our bullpen too as well. Jason Foley, 2 games this season. ERA is kind of high, so I brought him in to try to lower it a little bit. See what he's pitching like, to see if we can understand why that ERA is almost at 27. Mostly with the fact that he's just pitched 1 inning. But other than that, let's see how good and how bad his stuff is. He starts out with a 3-1 count here to Jose Abreu. Chops this one right back to himself, though. And we'll glove it, throw it to first base for the easy first out. You got Jose Altuve up next, 0 for 3 on the day, so he's been pretty quiet out of this 3 spot, and he swings at that slider low and away. Good strikeout by Foley. He'll come back up with Kyle Tyler. Bad call on that slider. I think that caught more of the play than anything else on this planet. But this one will be a sinker that he lost out to Carpenter, who will come in for the easy glove. Nice little 1, 2, 3 there to go ahead and get us into the bottom half. Ryan Presley, 2 games this season, 2 saves in both of his opportunities. Has had pretty clean innings. I mean, obviously giving up a couple of hits here and there, but no earned runs as of yet to this point. So we'll go to the top of the 9th with 6, 7, and 8. Not exactly what you want, but can still get something done. Miguel Cabrera has been clutch for, like I said earlier, decades. 1 for 3, a single and an RBI here today. Can he lead us off with a pretty good at bat here? We see up ahead 1, 2. Watches the slider off the plate. Okay. 2-2 now. Miguel Cabrera looking to try to make something work here as he swings at the slurve. Same spot as the slider from before, but this time he actually swings at it. Couldn't be patient anymore. Austin Meadows up next. Had a pitch to hit there. Unfortunately got underneath it. Foul tipped it 0-1, and he does the same thing to the same pitch right to the catcher as he's able to go ahead and glove that. We are down to our final out here. Down to our final strike. Kerry Carpenter. Can he give us another homer? Slider low and in, wasn't able to hit it into play. 2-2. Watches another one in towards the body. Full count now. Comes with another slurve, and I saw it late. It broke last second. It looked like it was about to be a four-seamer. That was a beautiful pitch, nasty pitch to give the Houston Astros the win here to go ahead and avenge that loss that we were able to give them earlier in the series, and they hold on to this one. It was clutch all the way throughout. So many different lead changes. I think about 3-4 of them to tie this series up. Matthew Boyd, unfortunately, will get the loss for this one because we did have the lead for a little bit while he was pitching. So was not able to hold on to that, but a great game all around. You know, we see a lot of offers here, only 6 hits here today. Jonathan with a 2 for 4 day, 2 RBIs. So I'm really proud of what he was able to do. His second double and home run of the season, giving him a team leading 7 RBIs there for that. And as you can see, after that injury, Matthew Boyd will have to come into the rotation. Great starts there from Tariq Wall to start off. Spencer Turnbull's looked okay. Lawrence's looked fine. But we'll make that move to go to get him into the rotation. Now, we get into minor league gameplay. So strap yourselves in here. The next couple, I can't tell you how long this video is going to be. Next couple minutes about to be crazy, though. As we're going to go ahead and start off with young AAA phenom Casey Mize. I hope I'm saying his name right. Go ahead and comment it down below if I am mispronouncing that last name. Mize. I'm going to say Mize, though. Casey Mize. I think he has a potential at AAA right now. Just could be somebody that, you know, gets brought up if another injury gets long-term or serious, or if somebody just really is struggling. Maybe come in, get some long relief innings, and then maybe see if he cracks the rotation by the end of this year. It could be nice. But we also want that development again. As you can see, that slider get in there for the strikeout. As he was on his stuff today, that slider was looking good, breaking nasty, and has led to 2 quick strikeouts here to start off. Now you got Reyes 1-1. Gets a 4-seamer left up over the plate, but not enough power behind it. Easy 1-2-3 to start off this ball game. And one thing I did like about his pitches, he wasn't, at least today, he wasn't on his stuff. The command wasn't 100% there, but the break was nasty. The splitter was amazing today, and the 4-seamer just had just enough speed to get a lot of whiffs through it. So here 2-2, chops this one up on the ground. He'll go ahead and grab it, glove it, throw goes over to first base. Nice, easy play. And I think he got a long-term future with the rotation as that gets caught before getting into the outfield. But I think he has a long-term future plan with the rotation. I would love to see him come up maybe even this season to see what he got, but I will not sacrifice his development just to get him up a little bit sooner. So if it's, you know, if he's playing good but he's developing good, Might have to sacrifice this year and go ahead and stay down there. We'll call you up in spring and see if you're ready. But that'll be something we look at as the season goes on. That's what this whole first year is about, seeing who can crack this lineup the quickest and make a big impact. As 0-2 here, this ball will go deep and it will be gone into the bullpen concession area. One mistake pitch is all it takes. He had him with the first two. He had him 0-2. But Ryan Goins takes that four-seamer that caught too much of the plate and knocks that one out of the ballpark. And we'll have to see. That's good feedback right here. How do you bounce back from giving up a home run? That freezes him with the four-seamer there to make it 1-2. 40 pitches already and gets him to swing at that nasty breaking slider once again. That pitch was getting a lot of strikeouts for him today, and I was very proud of what I saw with that because, you know, sliders are one of my favorite pitches to throw because it just seems like I get the most amount of my strikeouts personally with those sliders. And there goes a curveball actually getting this whiff too. Curveballs are probably one of my worst pitches because I've given up the most home runs off of curveballs, namely the 12-6. If I see somebody with a 12-6, I will probably throw that thing maybe once a game. It just seems like I always give up home runs on the 12-6. I don't know about you guys, but that slider though, mean and nasty. Now you can see here we're going up to the box score real quick. As you see, we just took the lead that last inning, so now he's pitching with a little bit of a lead. Facing off against Matt Duffy here in the bottom of the 7th. This will ground over to first base. He looks like he's going to take it himself, tap the bag, and we'll keep our 2-1 lead. We'll see if we can get out of here with a win, but how long too will they let Casey Mize go? As he's only about 70 pitches through the game here, through 6 1/3, 1-0. Watches that four-seamer over the plate. As we line up, wheeling, dealing, gets him to swing and miss through that curveball. That break is nasty. Now, why not come back with some upstairs heat to go ahead and finish him off? Strike 3 errors is called on the corner. Great pitch to locate the black right there, right in the corner, right in the pocket, right where you need it. Now, unfortunately, that one wasn't able to get the same call, so 1-2 to Matt. Watches the splitter on the outside edge, frozen with it, and that's another strikeout. The strikeouts were piling up all game, especially late here too. When stamina's supposed to be low, he's starting to get tired. He's still getting strikeouts. Now here you see we're up 4-1 now, so we were able to go ahead and double up the lead. And now we're in the bottom of the 8th. See if maybe a complete game might be on the table for him. Does he have the stamina? I know something that has changed, at least from this year's game, from last year's game. Seems like pitchers at least have a little bit more stamina. Even at 80 pitches here, I feel like I'm still, you know, not in the danger zone. I feel like old MLB shows where like pitchers actually could throw 100 pitches in a game, even if they gave up 1 or 2 earned runs, and still like, you know, you weren't fresh, but you didn't feel like, you know, throwing 70 pitches was a lot of pitches that day. Like, okay, you threw 70, that's enough. No, like we're in this thing deep, 80 pitches deep, and 8 innings clear. Like, look, 86 pitches going into the bottom of the 9th as we explode and double or even 4 runs from before. We go 9-1 here. Now Ryan Goins though says, I need another one. No DJ Khaled. 2nd home run of the game, 2nd of the season. And he just loves hitting off Casey Mize. The only offense they've had here today, that is literally their 2nd hit of the ballgame. So if you take away his home runs, this team has been no hit to this point. I don't even think a walk's been allowed. So it would be a perfect game not have it not been for his 2 solo home runs, unfortunately. And it looks like the young Skip is going to go ahead and come out here for AAA. And that might have been just all he needed to see. You know, even with a 9-2 lead, I probably in real life would let him go ahead and finish it out unless it started to get really worse. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and take him out of the ball game right here and just call his day done. Now, thankfully, though, he's got a 7-run lead. So it'd be very surprising to me if we weren't able to get this win. We are able to walk out of it. But our trip down here in the minor leagues is not done as we look to go ahead and move on forward to some more minor league action. But before we go ahead and hop into that next game, let's look at this box score really briefly and quickly. See Torkelson, another 0 for 5 day, just was not able to put it together, but 10 hits as an offense, and they were able to go ahead and bring in 9 runs to that. So very efficient in Mize. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, a 2.25 ERA so far on the season. He's looked very, very strong in his first 2 starts, and I'm glad we got to see a little bit of what he got here today. You know, a good strikeout pitcher, great at getting outs, only gave up 3 hits, or at least actually only gave up 2 hits all day. That was the other relief pitcher that gave him the 3rd, but somebody that has been struggling that I actually looked forward to bringing up to the major league roster at some point, you know, maybe even before the All-Star break, Spencer Torkelson. 143 this season, and you saw an 0 for 5 day yesterday. We'll have to see if he can get a little bit better than that, as that's going to be a base hit that gets into the outfield. Swinging missing at the first pitch, but this one they're going to go to the third baseman, and they got him. Great throw from the outfield. We'll now put it at runner at first with 2 outs instead of first and second with 1. And this will just be a chopper back to the pitcher. So not able to score this time around, but a nice base hit can help out with bringing the average up. It is still early in the season. So even just 1 hit, a 2-hit day can drastically improve your batting average. Now here we skip ahead to the top of the 5th. Down 2-0 with 2 outs. And we're looking for an opportunity here to bring across another run. Runner at first base, 2-2. Watches that one up, kind of risky, but able to go ahead and get it to fill this count up. Bolin throws it way too high, about eye level. He's able to go ahead and draw a walk. They're still being patient, but yeah, somebody that I plan on coming up to the major league level at some point. I mean, he could be a very good bench depth. He might be ready to crack the starting lineup to get that development, but right now he's not getting very good development at AAA. So sometimes you gotta think, like, do I send him down to AA then, just to make sure that he is really, really good, and then send him up to AAA, let him do good again, and then bring him to the show in about 2 seasons? Do I want to bring him up quickly? You know, he is, I think, somebody that can be a turning point for this series, or at least somebody very key for us. Now here, coming up again, another at bat. He's 1 for 2 with that walk. In the top of the 7th, we're down 4-0. We could use a hit here with 2 outs, and that's going to be a line drive that'll get down inside of the foul ball line, and it'll bump up against the wall. Throw will come into the cutoff man. They're going to send the runner on home, and he'll be out before he even starts his slide. The ball got to the catcher as he was leaving his feet, and unfortunately for us, that means it's a 4-0 defeat, as we were not able to go ahead and make anything happen in this game. But good job by Spencer Torkelson this time, 2 for 3 with a walk. That should help improve that batting average a little bit. Something I've noticed too about these box scores, I don't know if it's just mine or whatever, but it only shows the batting average for the game, like what they hit in that game, not exactly, you know, for the whole season. I have to see if that changes up at all, you know, with the major league level. You know, we get past the first month, that's like an early season thing, but it's just not changing, you know, from a overall standpoint. It's just game to game it changes. So that time you see the average was pretty high. Now going down to AA as we continue this minor league trip, as we got young phenom Jace Jung, second baseman. I think he's got B potential, so somebody that could also crack the major league roster. You know, for sure not, you know, this season, or maybe not even next. He'll have to spend at least a little bit of time at AAA. But so far this season at AA, he's looked pretty strong. He's a great fielder too as well. That's something that I think we need more of in this series than what I did in my Red series. I kind of sacrificed defense a lot to make those runs happen, make that run happen. But you know, the offense was able to stack up for any kind of lost time, and they were pretty consistent for the most part. You know, the defense did kill us in some games, but this time around, I'm looking for more defensive people, at least in the infield. And Jace Jung looks like he could be a great defensive option here at second base. Now, 0 for 2 on the day, still has yet to get a hit. Ball game is tied in the first pitch he sees. He will take for a little blooper out into the outfield. I'm still working on my camera angle skills. That'll get down. We're going to go in and try to sneak into second base here. They said that he got us. Ooh, I had to run that back and replay real quick. I did not think I got grabbed. As you can see there, just barely gets the glove on the wrist a centimeter before I touched that bag. And I don't know if this is real life. I think I might have got called safe. I don't even know if real life eyes would have been able to catch that one. So not a too impressive game from at the plate standpoint. Only that 1 for 4 with that RBI. We were able to get out of here with an L though, unfortunately. But we saw a little bit of defense. Got to see one of our young guys. Now, somebody that actually surprised me that I forgot about, Dylan Dingler. He's actually a catcher with B potential. That I wanted to go ahead and check out to see what he might have. You know, maybe a future. Eric Haas is 30. You know, who knows how much longer he's on the team. If we use him as trade bait, could open the way for somebody to get up here to this roster, and that'll fall just in front of the right fielder. This time, not making the same mistake and going to third base as AAA, as that's an RBI base hit to go ahead and tie this ball game back up. Looking to see if maybe this time around we can pull out a win, as this will go flied out. Shallow center field and will be gloved. Not able to make anything happen, but Dingler, somebody that could impress me too, enough to go up to the AAA level maybe here soon. He's been hitting pretty good to start the season, pretty young, and we'll see if he makes it up to the major league roster too as well. Kind of has me thinking the catcher should be taken off our radar possibly, as this is another base hit. 2-hit day for him, and he's looking pretty strong. Now, can we bring him around this time is the question. 49 speed for a catcher, I feel like it's pretty good. You know, them knees hurting from being in the squat position all day. Normally don't have much speed, so I feel like 49 is actually pretty much, above average for a catcher. I don't know, maybe today's baseball has changed since back when I was going to watching it, but I feel like 49 speed is a lot to expect from a catcher. That one goes in and gets to the outfield, and that'll get down for a base hit. Very clutch in the top of the ninth. Gives his team the lead, throws up the deuces, and you can see how excited and jacked this young man is. 2 outs, and he just put his team back on top 4-3 here. That's going to be a little blooper heading out right to first base. We'll have to see if that'll be enough to get the victory. All we need to do is go ahead and get this thing knocked down, and there it is. Nice little 4-3 win there. We get them 1-2-3 in that half of the inning, and that'll do it, man. We took a little trip down here to the minor leagues. I like what I saw. I love the work that we seen from, obviously, our starting pitcher, Casey Mize. Spencer Torkelson had a great game, even though it hasn't had a good season. We saw a little bit of flash from Jace Jung. And here today, Dylan Dingler. And then Jung again, another 1-for-4 day here today with a walk. But now we're going to go ahead and back into the Major League roster. See what they've been able to do up here and get into another, hopefully, set of weeks of scouting. As you see here, a chance to go ahead and get a shutout for Michael Lawrence. 8 innings, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. So he's looked pretty strong. He's got to face off against Rafael Devers to get this complete game shutout. And the first pitch he sees is a slider over the middle that will get down off the... Oh, no, not off the wall, but over the wall. An automatic double. His first double of the season, coming pretty far in the season, I feel like, for somebody of Rafael Devers' talents. We know we're very familiar with him with the Red Series, even though he missed one of our most important playoff runs of the whole episode, or of the whole series. We're very familiar with what he can do when he gets all the way over to third on the sac fly. And Lawrenson trying to hold off this complete game. 109 pitches. I don't remember the last time that I came into a game and saw my starter throwing over 100 pitches. I'm actually very, very excited about this. Is he still pitching strong? Unfortunately, gives up the base hit up the middle here. And of course, we got the closer up and ready. Got to start thinking about it a little bit here, as pitch count is getting high. He's getting tired, and we want to get out of here still with the win, especially now the shutout's out of the way and out of the picture. Runners at first and second. You can see him out there throwing. He's still cold though, so I need Michael to give me one more batter at least. 0-2 here to McGuire. 1 out. Can't get him to chase the circle change. A nice little ground ball here would be nice. Not going to offer that one either. And it'll be 2-2. We'll look to go right back to that circle change again. And this time he will swing and miss through it. Great pitch there off the outside edge. Same as the first one that we saw in that sequence of circle changes. But this time I'm able to do it. And here, I was like, well, shoot. Go ahead and try to get the complete game then. Full count to Dalbec. Walks in with a 4-seamer off the plate, and with bases loaded, 2 outs. I was like, all right, cool. I see enough. You did great. We tried it. I'm going to go to my bench, or my bullpen. Alex Lange, our closer, has came in and get both saves and both opportunities. Despite giving up a couple runs, we're just going to ask him to come in, get me 1 out. He'll do that against Yu Chang, who will come in, watching that knuckle curve for a ball up in the zone. We're going to go right back to it. That knuckle curve is so dangerous and deadly. I love when my closing pitchers actually don't have just like a normal 4-seamer as their first pitch. Remember Mariano Rivera with my Yankees, one of my favorite players of all time, threw that cutter a lot. This one throws his knuckle curve a lot. And here we've gotten a 1-2 count off the first 4 pitches, 2 curves, 2 4-seamers. Let's go back to that curve, and we get him to swing and miss through it. That is a ball game, and we will win this series at least, as we took the first 2 games of this series. This one a 3-1 victory. Great game by the Tigers. We went ahead and put up just enough runs, and a great start from Michael Lawrence in 8 2/3, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, and he did everything he needed to get this dub. Now, if we go look at the box score, though, able to come away with 8 hits. Verling 2 hits out of that leadoff spot, 2 RBIs for Badu. Baez had an 0 for day, so not much out of him here today, but this was a very strong outing for the offense to show that they can get runs, they can get hits, and it doesn't just have to be home runs in this series, and showing me that my pitchers are actually capable. We have starters that are able to do work, and now as you can go and see, we're in week 2 of 14 now. Kind of looking at what we were able to get off of last week. I'm liking some of the things here. You see Cosmo Marcius, the relief pitcher, is actually second on our board, just like the MLB board. We're still 30% left. Maybe we'll try to finish that all up completely But now I go ahead and completely wipe that board though, as I want to go ahead and try a new tactic here. Going in scouting more of like the positions, possibly just to get a wider range, because it still gives you at least a little bit of info on certain areas and what could possibly be something to look at. And I know pitching is something that I love to go scout. I don't know why. Starting pitchers, like, it's like my receivers of Madden. Like, I love scouting them for whatever reason and just getting a whole bunch of really good ones, because they honestly really can get you a lot, especially even if you go and draft 5-8 potentials and you don't even need that many. They can get you a lot as far as trades. So this time around though, I will be looking at filling out our bats. You know, we have a lot of needs. We're at the bottom of the third in a lot of positions. So here I'll just go west, third base, east, shortstops, and look at Michael Wilga at second base. So we'll get 90% on him. So we'll have him completely scouted just to give us more options on things that we can look at in that first round with our first round selection. Now we will simulate a little bit more. You see a clean sweep there of Boston, a 1-1 game against Toronto. But we stop here to go right back down to AA with the Seawolves, because there's still one more person that we didn't get a chance to check out. And that was just because I didn't feel like putting, you know, focusing both on them on the same day. We gave it a week to his next start. Jackson Joe, AA phenom. I think he's got B potential right now, but could be somebody else that, at least right now in my mind, I have imagining up at the show. Now imagine that Tariq Skubal, Jackson Joe, Casey Mize, Matt Manning, and then whoever we find to be a fifth starter. Like, if they all pan out to be as good as I feel like they can be, we'll have a very, very good 5-man rotation. We'll just have to fill out the bullpen, make sure the bats stay alive, and this team could be ready to go in about maybe, 3 to 4, 5 seasons. I'm not saying that's when we'll, finally be able to be in the playoff talks. I hope to be able to do that after 3 seasons, be in the playoff talks, but that'll be when we can start being, seen as top of the league, maybe some World Series aspirations at about that point, if these guys all pan out the way I think they can. Now, here Jackson Job start immediately. The first thing I noticed is this man's break is way better than Casey Mize. The slider was kind of nasty, but that curve ball, when I tell you that thing had me wanting to swing through the screen and I was pitching, it was so dirty. Now you see him get through that inning clean despite giving up a base hit, and this inning starts out pretty much the same as a little ground out over to second base. But we will see more of that curve as this game goes along. I love throwing it here, and normally the curveball, I told y'all, one of my worst pitches to throw. I give up a lot of home runs on it, but not here when I pitch with Jackson Joe. Is not as that is a clean break on that one to get the swing and miss for the second out here in the second inning. Now four-seamer left over too much of the plate. That'll get down into the gap. Won't make it to the wall or warning track, but will be deep enough for a double. As they go ahead and call him in there safe. That's what I thought I was going to do. Well, that's what I thought I was going to do last time when they barely got me on my wrist. But with 2 outs, they will have a chance to bring in a runner here, and that'll be a base hit that gets down in front of the left fielder. The throw will go ahead and come in towards the plate, and actually it'll come into me, as he'll be able to get in standing up. Not even having to dive for that one. 2 outs here to Alexander, 1-1. Chops the four-seamer back. Jackson Job looking pretty strong here. Looking to close it out with that curve once again. Drop third strike, though, will get him. As we'll have to go into this game now with the... I was about to say with the lead. I'm not going to lie to you. With the loss. As we are down 1-0 now. Still here, top of the 5th. Not able to get anything moving. As we are going to look to continue to be strong. I don't know how long they'll let our AA guy go, but he's looking good here. He settled down after that second inning. And look, 1-2. You already know what pitch I'm going for the strikeout. It's not the slider. It's the curveball with Joe. As that gets him to swing and miss. 1-2. We're going to go right back to that curveball. Why? Because it's dirty. 1-1. Look at that. Breaking right over the plate for the strike. And then when we go 1-2, let's go ahead and go right back to it to get him to swing and miss at the kneecaps. Looking downright silly as he goes ahead and sits down. Alexander up next, 1-2. Drop that curve on him. It's a little ground balls. All he can do is make weak contact. And we'll get out of that inning strong thanks to that curveball. Top of the 6th here. We are still looking good. Still no offense to thank from our team, though. That'll go ahead and get into the outfield. Base hit to the right fielder, getting just barely past the second baseman there. Not able to make any plays on it. 1-2. Trying to get him with that slider. It's not breaking as much as that curveball is. 2-2. Try to go back to the slider to get him to chase it again. Didn't work, and they steal off us. So with no outs, they now have a runner at second base. And we get him to check his swing, but go far enough for the strikeout with that four-seamer. I love it. Let's go right back to it. 1-2. Four-seamer. This time underneath it. You know he's hating himself, as that was chest level. Could have been a 2-run homer, but instead it is the second out of the 6th. Now that run scoring opportunity is looking kind of devoid. As they go ahead and pop this one up, I'm going to go ahead and take care of it myself. Jackson gloves it in. That's 6 strong innings of work. Now we go top of the 7th. They finally get us a run. It's a tie ball game. Not working from behind anymore, and he gets a nice little line drive there to shortstop to get the first out. Drew up, 2-0 count. He'll pop this 4-seamer up. The shortstop's going to go back and leap for it, making the first 2 plays of the inning with his glove. I love that. Love the defensive work here. He's looking pretty strong as a defensive shortstop himself. I have to check his potential too. Get a little player lock in with him maybe. As we go ahead and get through this 7th inning pretty clean. 1, 2, 3. Line out, pop out, fly out. As we go to the box score, we need some more runs to come in here. I see bases loaded. Another run comes through with the ground ball out. They're actually going to go ahead and take me out. Now they managed to pull ahead the lead, so if we can hold it, we'll get the win here. So I'm watching to see if the bullpen can hold it, shut the door for us. No more runs will score from our end though. 2-1 after the triple, and we're able to hold on. A 1-out triple is very scary, but Jackson Joe comes ahead, pulls out the dub here. That was a great start from him, and I was so impressed by this man's curveball. I had to come in, and the one thing that I wanted to look at wasn't even the box score. I wanted to go straight to that pitcher analysis. 8 strikeouts here today, and the only thing that I cared about with Joe was that curveball. We threw 18 of them, more than the sliders, and got an 83% strike percentage and an 0 for 7 day against my curveball. I've never had a curveball with this much success. Look at these swings and misses. 6 of them, same amount as my 4-seamer. Swung on 10 of them. 100% strike rate, 0-7. That means they were swinging and missing, or swinging and chopping it foul, whatever. But look at these chases. 4 of them on the curveball. Look at the strikes. 15 of them on the curveball. Look at all them strikes all over the place. He was just a masterful work of art when he threw that curveball. The break was so great. The control and command that he had of it was just as good. And we're going to go ahead and try to get through another week here and get you guys one more week of scouting before we go ahead and finish up this video and get into this, at least stop right here at this Cleveland Guardians series. You know, you see we lost the series to Toronto. We're back 1-1 against San Francisco. But you can see here 100% scouted. He's now 10th on our board. Michael, 12th over the overall MLB board. You can see he's 80 and 90 on his potential. And I wanted to look at him. Look at the future rankings here. Contact, he's going to be a very good contact guy. Around 83, 85 at the worst on both ends. Power is going to be about average. Vision at 74 I can deal with. And then the fielding was actually going to be there too. 65 to 75 on the fielding. The arm strength and accuracy was good, which I, with you have that much strength, if it ends up on the high side of 86, could look at a move to over the shortstop or maybe even third base, because that's his secondary position. If we get our second baseman to go ahead and pan out for us, but could also be a good pick. Now we have the 3rd pick though, so I want to make sure I'm getting the best possible option there at that 3rd pick. I don't know if maybe being 10th on our board, somebody we might just have to let go. Now looking at my recently scouted, we scouted those regions to see if anybody drastically stands out. I'm seeing a lot of non-ranked and nothing really surprising. So here I'm gonna go with relief pitcher Julio Chavez. He's 3rd on our board, 4th on the MLB board. Let's see if he's worth it, as well as shortstops in the West and third basemen that are international. And here I didn't know I could change my positional needs, so I figured catcher was something I was looking at, but with Dillinger I went and took that off the things that I need. I've been scouting a lot of relief pitchers, so I figured I'd put that there, help out with their interest in wanting to sign to the team, because being a positional need can actually help out with that. So I went ahead and made that switch to go ahead and move him over. And we will go ahead and go through another week here of just basically trying to scout out positions that we need in the infield, focusing heavily on the infield to find players that can help out with getting up to the show as quickly as possible. I really would love those guys with those high MLB ETAs, like guys that are ready now, but we'll have to see if there's any of those in this draft. Now, looking at these stats really quick, we can see the ERAs are high for a lot of guys. So maybe looking at somebody like Casey Mize, 2.21 ERA, 0.89 whip. Bo Brisk actually surprised me too, as you'll see here in a moment. 1.23 ERA, 0.68 whip. Despite being 1-2, he's actually pitched better than Casey Mize. So maybe we'll go do a player log game with him and look at him. But he's got deep potential. Who knows what that can look like for a starting pitcher? Who knows what his ceiling might be? Jackson Jobe has also looked pretty strong, so maybe we could find his way up to the major league roster. And if you look at our batters, Jonathan's leading the way in hits with 22, tied for the team lead in home runs with 3. And I think leading in RBIs too as well with 15. He's batting .423 right now, so he's looking like our very best player. And all that does, especially when a team like us, It's good either trade bait, seeing what prospects I can go get from other teams, maybe what other ready now players that we can get that are also young, or keep him because he is young himself. I think he's only 25 years old. So that made me want to go look at changing up my lineup here a little bit too as well. Make sure that he's sitting in that 5 role right behind Eric Haas to keep everything moving, but also going ahead and moving Kerry Carpenter. Even though he was tied for the lead in home runs with us with 3, he's only hitting 187. I see Akil Baddoo is hitting well over 300 in his attempts. Riley Green has looked okay when he's come in too as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and let those two flip-flop between DH and who's playing left field to go ahead and recover some bats, some more hits at the bottom of the rotation. Yes, the home runs are nice and they're good, but when you're hitting 157, unless you are Joey Gallo hitting me 30 to 40 home runs, I'm sorry, you got to hit to the bench. You're going to have to hit these pinch hit home runs, these off day home runs, these substitute home runs, these injury replacement home runs, because I can't deal with 157 right now where we're trying to build a team that's great. And you're taking away from my young guys that could be out here that are out here hitting great, could be getting more bats and developing even more. So I gotta go and push them ahead, let Akil and Riley go ahead and do their things, man. So if you guys are enjoying the series, please leave me with a like, comment, subscribe if you made it to this point, man. We're gonna get up out of here, ending off with us at the Guardian series. Now I'm not sure what I'll be playing in the next episode yet. I do know I want to kind of speed along through this next one a little bit, maybe get through 3 or 4 different weeks of scouting and kind of really push further ahead into this season, because we won't know too much of anything until about the end of May. That's when you really start saying, okay, who's ready to be called up, who needs to be called up, who needs to be traded, and what changes need to happen. We're still in the beginning phases. We went ahead and enjoyed our opening day. I went ahead and showed y'all the minor league prospects. It's now time to eat up some games. So next time I would expect us to get through April, and honestly, we might even get through the end of May, or at least get towards the first half of May, get through a full month of baseball. So if you guys are ready for it, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share out with your friends and family. If you're a Tigers fan, I expect you to subscribe and comment down below. What are you excited for the most? What prospects are you excited for the most to go ahead and make this major league roster? I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, and I'm out.